Hello, and welcome to M&D Distributors Diesel University Video Learning Series. With over 70-plus years in the diesel business in Texas, Oklahoma, and Louisiana, we are eager to share what we've learned in the shop and under the hood, and provide our customers with useful tech tip videos that you can put to work in your diesel repair shop today.
Hello everyone, Ed Dumeyer here. Welcome to M&D's first webinar in our series. Our guest speaker today is Robert Ginsbach with Parker Hannifin Racor Division. A little history about Robert. He was born and raised in the Rio Grande Valley of South Texas. Graduated from Texas A&M University and worked 23 years in the insurance industry. For the past 18 years, he's been with Racor Distributors, servicing the distributor network and customers. Currently, he's responsible for product training for the Racor distributors and their dealers and customers in North America. Racor is a division of Parker Hannifin. It's a global leader in fuel, air, oil, and coolant filtration systems for internal combustion engines and fuel delivery systems. The product line includes fuel filters, water separator systems, high-flow filter vessels and elements, oil filter systems, automatic transmission filters, heavy-duty engine air filters, crankcase ventilation filter systems, and coolant products. Applications include engine-powered equipment on the on-highway and off-highway market, marine, agriculture, and stationary product markets. This morning, Robert is planning to walk us through some of the new product numbers that Racor is releasing to the aftermarket, and is also take a look at Racor's new 2015 Parfit catalog, and specifically how you can use this at your counter as a great reference and sales tool. Also, as a reminder, we are recording this webinar and will be posting a copy to our Diesel University as soon as we can, so you can relax and not worry about taking any notes if you'd like. We'll email all the attendees the link, and feel free to share it with your personnel and your customers. All our attendees are muted, but you can type in your questions on the chat window that you see in the GoToMeeting interface. I'll pass them along to Robert, and he can answer them as we go. If we don't get to your questions during the presentation, we'll try to get it answered and post that in a transcript with the recording as well. Well, to get it started, good morning, Robert. Thanks for coming.
Good morning, Ed. Thank you very much for the great introduction. Welcome all of you to this first webinar from M&D Distributors and Diesel University. Our focus this morning is going to be on the OEM filters that Racor manufactures for a number of our OEM customers, and the importance of staying with the OEM filter. We all know there are a lot of choices in the marketplace as far as filtration goes, but if you take a look at it, there's really only one OEM filter. That OEM filter was engineered and designed, in our case, in conjunction with Racor and the fuel system engineers, the equipment manufacturers, the engine manufacturers, the truck manufacturers, and is designed to enable that equipment to provide the maximum performance throughout its useful life. Other filters that might actually fit, they might spin on, they might drop in as a cartridge, are not manufactured to these same specifications. All in all, they do meet the minimums. Every filter company in the marketplace does have to meet the minimums of specs required by these OEMs, but they're not manufactured to the OEM specifics. Generally, the decision that's made by the end user in the marketplace is which one costs the least. And quite often, that lower cost item ultimately is unable to perform to the maximum as required by the OEM manufacturer. So we do business with a great number of manufacturers. Today we're going to highlight a few: John Deere, Navistar, Detroit Diesel, and a couple of others. And so we just want to run through these to make people aware of what's available to you all through M&D as a premier distributor for Racor. And the way we've designed this catalog to be able to put it into the hands of your customer and have them understand with a great amount of assurance that this is the OEM filter that's being purchased. So a bit of a new look to the product line. Those of you that have been around Racor for any number of years probably remember the Interceptor product line. This is a continuation of that product line and a move to more closely align it with Parker Hannifin, which Racor has been a part of since 1985. So the Parfit line is what we use as our route to the aftermarket. The design logos and one thing and another will identify the product as a Racor product, as a Parker product. So that distinction is made very clearly on the can itself or on the packaging in the case of a drop-in cartridge. You'll also notice the OEM supplier of this part badge. That's something that other filter companies are not able to say. They can say we're as good as the OEM part, we function like the OEM part, but they're not able to say we're the OEM supplier of this part. So as we go through this, you will see at individual explanation points for the various applications that we show this emblem in a highlighted form. So the customer, as they look at the application that they're interested in, they'll notice that this is the OEM application. This is the genuine OEM filter. It may not be painted the same color as the OEM. It may not come in the same looking box as the OEM, but these filters are all manufactured on the same line at our manufacturing facility in Modesto, California. They just have a different silk screen on their outer coating. The first one in this area is John Deere. We actually have 11 new releases of part numbers in the through the John Deere product line, and this is particularly noteworthy, I believe, because heretofore these filters have only been available through the OEM distribution network, i.e. the John Deere dealers. So we feel that these are priced very competitively, prices that you can get from your contact person at M&D, and will create an opportunity for your customer to save quite a bit of money and at least have another alternative as a source for the filters that they're seeking. So we'll get started. The first one is a Tier 2 filter. The applications for this are combine, forage harvesters, loaders. These are not specifically limited to these particular machines. They're designed by the engine. So these engines, the engines may fit in other applications from John Deere, but these are the most common ones. And you'll note here the OEM supplier of this part in the catalog. The next one is another one for severe service applications for harvesters and tractors. This particular filter kit actually includes a priming tool. This was something that was requested of Racor by the John Deere engineers, and that is specifically a way to fill the filter full of fuel without passing dirty fuel to the clean side of the filter. So it comes with this little screw-in filter funnel, if you will. It closes off the large center hole in the filter and forces the fuel to the outer part of the filter element, the dirty side of the filter, if you will. And it is, of course, reusable time and time again. This particular unit is available with the filter funnel only for this particular part number. Next one is a drop-in cartridge. Again, we're still within the Tier 2 requirements. This is for severe service, large filter pack, a lot of square inches of media in this. Again, all of these specifications were set upon Racor by the OEM, and these filters have been designed with those requirements in mind. Another Tier 2 application. This particular part specifically, again, for harvesting and combine types of applications. Again, you'll notice the OEM supplier of this part. That badging that you can put in the hands of your customer, you can provide them with the whole catalog for that matter, and they can identify the elements that are applicable for their particular operating area. Here's another one. This one is a combination 2-filter kit, a spin-on and a drop-in cartridge. Again, remember the OEM application, there are a number of applications that these engines go into. The best thing to do when you get a copy of this catalog, and you probably have already received one from M&D and the mail out from Rick Kallenberg. The crossover from the OEM number to the Parfit number is in the catalog itself. So with the OEM number, you can help your customer track down the filter that they're looking for to be certain that the application is correct. Moving up Tier 3, these are some of the larger engines. This is another fuel filter for these applications, a spin-on application. Different decisions are made differently by the OEM as to whether they want a drop-in cartridge or they want a spin-on. And Racor is able to provide these at the request of the customer in the design, performance, function, capacity, water removal efficiency, and micron efficiency that the OEM manufacturer prefers or needs for their particular engine. Here's another one for the same type of an application. A little bit different part number, different fitting. Here's another one for various tractors in the John Deere product line. A two filter type of a kit for these applications. Another one for the larger series of equipment. Again, spin-on filter for the 7760 and the 7080 series equipment. In this particular application, we show a cotton harvester. Tier 4, interim Tier 4 with this particular one. Larger engines, this is actually a lube filter. You'll notice a little bit of difference in the part number. Let me back up a slide here just to make that clear. If you look at the part number, the PF stands for Parfit. The next letter designation, the other F, PFF, is for a fuel filter. And then for the lube filter or the oil filter, it'll be L for lube. So PFL, this is an oil filter for these particular types of applications. Again, as I mentioned, you can cross-reference the OEM part number with the with the Parfit part number in the 2015 Parfit catalog. And this is a screen kit, just a pre-screened few element kit for the 350, 450, and 650 engines, just designed to catch the large particles that might find their way into a fuel tank, and pre-screen this down to 250 micron before the primary and secondary filters on the John Deere type applications. We move on to to Navistar. We have 5 new releases in this area. One of them happens to be an air filter. A couple of more happen to be lube filters, as well as fuel filters. And you can see we cover several different family classes within this engine product line. First one is an air filter. PFA, if you remember, PFF for fuel, PFL for lube, PFA for air filter. This is on the Navistar Paystar trucks and the trucks with the CAT engine in them. This is the OEM filter specifically designed for this application. Severe duty for the vocational trucks. Paystar specifically with the Navistar product line. Moving up a step, the MaxxForce 910 and DT engines as a lube filter. The PFL. Long element life was one of the things that was required by the OEM on this. And this particular application is for generally for what we would call pickup and delivery or intercity two-wheel drives only. The next one is for the MaxxForce 7 or Navistar 6.4 liter engines. Again, long filter life. Again, the OEM application for 2010 through 2013 for these Navistar trucks and engines. And I will recall again to you the OEM supplier of this part. Other filter manufacturers are not able to make this claim. Primary and secondary kit on the Navistar, Durastar, and Workstar trucks, the MaxxForce 910 and DT engines. This is a specific media designed for this particular application, a primary and a secondary filter. These come as a kit. Both of them need to be changed at the same period, at the same time. You're not able to effectively run one without the other in a new filter type of an application. A primary fuel water separator for the MaxxForce 13 and Cummins ISX 15 liter engines. This uses our Racor AquaBlock media. AquaBlock is our trade name that's been in the marketplace for really over 40 years now. We continuously upgrade and improve this media. Each improvement of this media is brought about by the changes in requirements from the fuel system manufacturers, as these systems have moved from a injection pressure maybe of 10 years ago to around 10 to 12,000 psi, up to now with the high pressure common rail systems of injection pressures exceeding 30 to 35,000 psi. There's been continuous improvement and enhancement of the capabilities of our AquaBlock media. Some other releases we have for other manufacturers: Ford, Chrysler, General Motors, Freightliner, and the equipment manufacturer Komatsu. To move on here, this goes back a little bit in time with the Ford 7.3 and the T444E engines from Navistar. Our original patented filter incorporated a filter element and a separate cap from the OEM. A couple of manufacturers of will-fit filters in the marketplace tried to design around our patent and attached the filter lid to the top of the filter. This created some problems with the function of the heater unit in the bottom of that filter housing. And so a number of years ago, we created a kit so somebody could get back to the original OEM filter, because usually that OEM spin-on cap was disposed of when the change was made to the will-fit brand. So this will take the end user back to the original equipment that came on the vehicle. This is a filter that we have OEM for the 2014 Chrysler Ram trucks. This is a filter that's actually on the frame rail, not on the engine. There's another engine filter on the engine that is not Racor, but they wanted the greatest protection they could get for that filter, so Racor was successful over the rest of the filter manufacturers in the marketplace for this Cummins engine. And this is a depth coalescing media, a little bit different technology from filter separation. There can be as many as 3 to 5 layers of media in this filter. So this is something that's that really shows the capability of Racor in the marketplace, as the manufacturer of this particular engine was unsuccessful through their own filter company in being able to provide filtration for their own engine. A little bit of a huzzah for Racor in this particular matter. This is our filter kit for the GM Duramax engine from 2003 through 2014. We've incorporated within this filter kit a rebuild kit for the pump. Quite a few of these vehicles are beginning to get rather high mileage and years on them. And so this is an opportunity, if the customer needs or wants to be able to replace the O-rings and bring the sealing capability of the primer pump that's on top of the filter head back to the OEM status. This is a filter that I might specifically point out. There are a number of will fits in the marketplace on this one. From the outside, the can is the same shape, the same design, but if you open up or cut open some of the other filters that will cross over to this particular application, you'll find that the internals, the media, are not the same. They're not to the OEM quality that's required by the fuel system manufacturer on this particular engine. And quite often our distributors come to me and say, well, you know, this filter can be purchased down the road for a number of dollars less. And I think we're good to remember the old axiom, you really kind of get what you pay for. So if you pay less, you generally get less. Here's an application for Freightliner on the Coronado with the Series 60 engine. This is an engine that's has been replaced by the 13 and 15 liter Daimler engine, but there's still a world of these filters out, or these engines out into the marketplace. And this is a filter specifically for this application. Again, the aqua block media. It's got a drain built into the bottom of the filter, so water can be removed, or a check can be made to see if water is within the fuel system. Here's an application for the Mercedes engine. You find quite a few of these in school buses. and other DTNA, Daimler Trucks North America, some fire truck applications, as well as Thomas-built school buses. This is a pre-screen filter as well as a final filter for this particular engine. And so that runs us quickly through the highlights of the filters numbers that we have released heretofore. They've not been in the marketplace, so we believe it's a good opportunity for our distributors and their dealers to take quick action on this, get the information out to your customers, take a look at it, and we think you'll enjoy success in sales of these products and rest comfortably in knowing that you're providing your customers with the OEM required filtration the same way that you are with your fuel, the same way that you are with your fuel system components. Now, remember again, there is a cross-reference in this in the 2015 Parfit catalog. Actually, there's two of them in the catalog. One of them cross-references the competitor part number with the Parfit part number. The second cross-reference list covers the OEM part number with the Parfit part number. So there's really two ways to be able to track down and verify the specific filter that you're looking for your customer and the equipment that they have. So at this time, Ed, do we have any questions or anything from folks?
No, Robert, I don't see anything up on the message board yet, but maybe we'll give everybody a second to type something in if they have a question.
All right, very good. Well, we can do that. We appreciate having y'all with us this morning on a rather regular basis. I know M&D plans to do other webinars with other parts of their product line, and from time to time we'll be able to visit with you again about specific Racor product lines. We develop new products on a continuing basis for our OEM customers, and we follow these products, these filtration products, into the marketplace through our distributors and through their dealers and customers like yourselves. So, Ed, that's all I have for this morning, unless you have anything else for us.
No, I think we're good. Robert, thank you, and thank you for your time. Linda wrote thank you from Thompson Diesel, and I hope, and our hopes are that this information was beneficial to you and your staff. Thank you, and have a great day.